Hello. Okay, today we're going to be working on some breathing techniques and how to use them to help you with your exercises. I will be using a band just for the first exercise. I will show you how to use your hands, so if you don't have one, don't worry. You won't need one in any of the other exercises either. So we're just going to get going with some really simple, what's called scarf breathing. So I'll show you how to use a band. If you haven't got a band, all you're going to do is pop your hands just on those lower ribs, just keeping them there, and it's just for a little bit of awareness. If you have got a band, perfect, or a scarf, obviously works exactly the same. All you're going to do is get it right round the back of your ribs, and then you're going to pull it round you nice and tight, and just cross it over. And all you're going to do is hold it there. It doesn't need to be, you don't really need to pull on it. It doesn't need to be super tight. It's just for you to be able to feel where your breath is actually going. So all we need to do, sitting nice and tall, you're just going to take a breath in, and you're going to think of breathing into that band or breathing into your hands if that's what you're doing. Letting the ribs expand, and then breathe out. You should hopefully feel the ribs start to come in again. And again, we breathe in, ribs expand out, breathing out, and they come back together. And just do a few more like that. So really thinking of sending the breath down, not too much staying up in the chest, so you don't want to be breathing kind of upwards. The shoulders shouldn't be moving too much. And then breathe out, letting it all relax. And as you're doing this, don't try and hold on to the abdominals. You don't need to, especially on your breath in. You want to let everything relax, and then breathing out. Good. Now from here, I'm just going to show you a quick pelvic floor exercise. This is for men and women. So I know a lot of these get targeted at women normally due to pregnancy, but it's very important that everyone knows how to engage their pelvic floor. So all you want to do is you want to make sure you're doing your exercise on your out breath. So you're going to breathe in. Now as you breathe out, you're going to think of the abdominals drawing in slightly, and you're going to think of the pelvic floor drawing upwards. So breathe out, abdominals in, pelvic floor up, and then breathe in. Everything relaxes. Now if you have no idea how to engage your pelvic floor and get that upwards drawing feeling, all you want to do is imagine that you really need to pass gas and you're trying not to, and you're holding it in. So you want to actually think about the hold coming from the back and up, rather than a lot of people think about as if they want to urinate. That can actually be slightly hard to engage that way. So think of it coming from the back and upwards, and you should find that it's actually much easier. So if you just try again, so breathe in, everything relaxes. Breathe out, everything draws in and up. And again, breathe in, relax. Breathe out, drawing in and up. Nice. And then from there, what you're going to do is, if you've got your band, just drop your band. If you're using your hands, obviously just take your hands off. Okay, and then just keeping that in mind, we're just going to start to do a few simple exercises, just adding them in. So the first thing we do is we're going to do your waist twist. So I want your hands across your chest just to take them out of the equation. Again, we're sitting tall, so thinking of pushing the top of your head up to the ceiling. And you start with your in-breath. So you prepare by breathing in. Now you breathe out, empty the ribs, and you start to turn the head, turn the chest. And now as you breathe in, I want you to come straight back to the center for now. So breathe out as you twist through the head and chest. And breathe in, start to come back. And again, so you're breathing out, giving yourself space to move the spine. And then you breathe in, restacking everything. Last one like this. Breathe out. Breathing in. Now we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to breathe out as you come across, so twisting around. And now you're going to hold it there. And again, you're going to think of breathing into the back of the ribs. And then breathe out and come back. And again, breathe in the center. Breathe out, going across. And now as you breathe in, as you hold it, hopefully you'll feel it really stretching to that side that you just twisted away from. So breathing in. And breathing out, coming back. One more to each side like that. Breath in, breath out and twist. Breath in to stretch a little bit more. And breathe out and back. Last one. So this one we're using the in-breath just to kind of add an extra stretch. And then return to the center. Good. From there, just bringing your arms away from you. We're going to come into your half rollbacks. So you're still in sitting. You're going to have your legs out in front of you. If you find it very difficult to sit up like this, just pop a block or something under your bum just to lift you up a little bit. And then you should find that you have more space in the hip if you're getting any kind of pinching. Otherwise, you're going to stay here. Arms going to be out in front of you. Again, sitting tall to begin with. And now again, we're going to breathe in as we prepare. So breath in. Now, as you breathe out, you're going to think of tucking the pelvis in under you. And then you're going to start to lean back, opening up through the front of the hip. Now, as that movement starts to get heavy, you're then going to hold it and breathe in. When you start to come up, you breathe out. And again, we breathe in to prepare. So you breathe out to allow movement through the spine. So as you roll back, breathe out. Now you breathe in because this movement is heavy and you want help to support the spine. So breath in. And again, we breathe out to allow movement. Breathe in to prepare. And again, we breathe out. Breathe in to support. Breathe out, coming up. Last one, breath in. Breathe out and back. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and up. Good. And then from here, we're going to roll ourselves all the way down into lying. So if you want to, just roll yourself back. If you want to come down into lying without rolling, that's completely fine. Just bring yourself down however is comfortable. Okay, we're going to start with your curl up. So nice and simple. So knees always bent, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart with the legs. You're going to bring the hands behind the head. And as always, elbows are nice and wide, but make sure they're not dropped right out to the side. You want to still be able to see your elbows. Okay, so again, similar to what you just did, you breathe in to prepare. You breathe out again to allow that movement. So you want to tuck the chin in, breathing out. And as you breathe out, you use that breath to think of sending your ribs down towards your hips to help you curl. Again, because this is now the heavy movement, we breathe in to hold it there. And we breathe out to allow that spine to curl down. And again, we breathe in. Breathe out to move. Now, as before, breathe into the back of the ribs. If you try to breathe into the chest, it will probably knock you back. So breathe in nice and low. Breathe out and back. And again, breathing in. Breathe out and up. Breathe in to where you had that band on you earlier on. And breathe out and down. Last one like this. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out, coming down. Now staying here, we're going to bring the arms up to the ceiling. This time we're going to use the out breath to control the rib cage. So this is called Ribcage Closure. This is very good for those of you that potentially have tight shoulders and are compensating by using your spine. So what you're going to do with this one, you're going to breathe in, and then again you're going to breathe out. And as you breathe out, you're going to think of sending your ribs down as you bring the arms back. Arms are going to come back. And then breathe in, arms are going to come back up to the ceiling. And again, breathing out, nice and heavy through the ribs. Breathe in. And up. I did that wrong. So you're going to breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And again, breathing out. Breathing in. Good, and then bring your arms down to your side. We're then going to combine that with your spine curl. So what we're going to do is staying at the same place. I'm just hitting that cupboard, so I'm just moving away from it. So same place, arms down by your side, breathing in. You're going to breathe out. Start to tuck your pelvis up towards you. So think of pulling your pubic bone up towards your belly button. And then keep rolling the spine up to the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to bring the arms up. This time we're going to go on an in-breath. Now from here is when you're going to do your out-breath. And again, you're thinking about sending the ribs down away from the arms. So breathing out. Push the ribs down. And then breathe in, arms back down. And again, we breathe out. Tuck through that pelvis, lifting through the hips. Now here we're breathing in this time. Leave the arms there and breathe out. Rib cage heavy away from the arms. And breath in. One more, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathing in. Okay, we're now going to go for the other end. So we're going to go for your toe taps now. And we're going to do the breathing in both ways to show you the effect that it has on the abdominals. So we're going to start with the way I normally teach it. So this is kind of your beginner's intermediates kind of breathing. So you're going to bring the knees up just over the hips. Try not to draw them in too far. That is cheating slightly. So don't have them too far in. Right over the hips if you can. And then from here, we're going to just tap the toe down to the floor. So you're going to start by breathing in. So breath in as you go down. And breathe out as you draw up. And again, breathe in. Breathing out. So here, we're breathing in on the heavy movement to help control the spine, and then we breathe out, bring it back. And again, breath in. Breathe out. One more each side, and remember you're only tapping down as far as you can without that spine arching up. So if you tap down and your spine starts to lift, it's obviously too heavy for you to control at the moment. So just come halfway. Yeah, so if you need to come halfway, that's not a problem at all. Now, if you're managing to control that, you're now going to try and do it the other way. So you're going to breathe out as you tap down. And you're going to breathe in as you come up. And breathe out. And breathe in. Now, hopefully what you'll feel is that your abdominals have to work a lot more when you're not using that in-breath to help control it. So hopefully as you tap down, you'll feel that especially your lower abdominals are really going to kick in. So this would be more for the advanced to intermediate to advanced. So this is just to show you the effect that that breath in has on those abdominals. So just do one more to each side. And then you can just draw your knees in towards you for a second. So just let those abdominals relax completely. Knees coming in. You can feel free to roll side to side to loosen off the spine if you want to. And then next we're going to come into your 100. So the 100 is one of the classical mat exercises, and this has very particular breathing as well. So just to show you the exercise in case you don't know it, you have 3 stages. So you can either be knees up as you just were, and you're going to be curled up here, so knees up. You can have legs up, or you can have the legs down slightly, and you're in a turn out position. So one of those positions is what you're going to be in, and you're going to beat with the arms. The arms go up and down. Now your breathing pattern is you breathe in for 5 beats, breathe out for 5 beats. In, out. And we do that for 100, so 100 beats. Very important to breathe into the back of the rib cage. Again, if you're trying to breathe up into your chest, you're going to end up knocking yourself out of your curl up, and then you're going to get a sore neck. So you want to think of curling yourself up as high as you can to begin with, and then keep it there. And each time you do that out breath, try and curl a little bit higher. So let's give it a go. So start with getting your legs into whichever position you wish to be in. So if you're doing this, you haven't done this many times, I would recommend coming into stage 1. Then thinking of curling yourself up. So tuck the chin, curl yourself up, stretch those fingers away from you, and then breathe in, start to beat the arms. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And remember, as you do that in, out breath, you want to think of curling up a little bit higher again, just to double check you're staying where you need to be. You're nearly there. Then still those arms. Bringing your knees into your chest again, head's coming down. And you can relax. Good. Okay, from here, we're now going to go for your roll ups or roll backs. Same thing. So legs are stretching away from you. Arms are going to be away. And again, with this one, we're using the out breath to allow for movement. So you're going to start with your breath in. Now, as you breathe out, you're going to start to tuck through the chin, rolling through the spine, coming all the way up, and then you're going to lean forward over the legs and breathe in. And again, we breathe out to allow movement. Breathe in to prepare. And again, breathing out to come up. Breath in. Breathe out all the way back. Breathe in. Breathe out and up. Now again, you can play around with this breathing. So I've saw a few people where they struggle to get up. So we actually use an in-breath to help. So you can breathe in here, then breathe out, start to come up. And then when you get to that point where you get stuck, now breathe in. And sometimes just that little, inflation through the back of the ribs can just help tip you up a little bit. So feel free to play around with the breathing on this one and see which one helps you come up. Technically the breathing would be obviously breathe out all the way up. But if you find that in-breath helps you get up, so you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and then out. If that helps you, there's no problem with doing that. So up and down. Just finishing off with this one, rolling up over those legs, stretching forward. We breathe into the back of the ribs just to stretch through the back there. And then breathing out, coming down. And then arms down by your side. We're now going to go the other way into your rollover. Again, breathing very important. So bringing the knees up to begin with. So both legs coming up, then legs up to the ceiling. Okay, so starting with legs pretty much over the hips. So you breathe in as you take the legs away from you slightly. So this is a heavy movement, which is why you breathe in. And now you breathe out and think of propelling those legs up and over you. Now you want to breathe in here. And then use that out breath to think of rolling through the rib cage, through the spine. Until you're back with those legs over the hips. And we go for that breathe in and away. Breathe out nice and quick, up and over. Breathing in. Breathe out, empty through the rib cage, rolling bit by bit. And again, breath in. Breathe out, use those arms to help you, push them into the floor. Breath in. Breathing out, rolling down, trying to keep those legs nice and close to your body, stretching through that posterior chain. Last one, breath in. Breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out nice and slow, coming down. And then staying with those legs over the hips, we're now going to think about that leg lowering position. So the very heavy position of bringing the legs down towards the floor. So to begin with, we're going to bring the hands behind the head and we're going to curl ourselves up. So being in this curled up position actually helps to keep the lower spine on the floor, so it's a much safer position, especially when you're first starting and you're just trying to control the weight of the legs. So curling up nice and high. Now, big in-breath as you start to lower those legs down, so breathing in. And now breathe out, think of shooting those legs up. And again, breathing in as you lower. And breathe out and up. 2 more, breath in. Breathe out. Last one. And up. Good, bend those legs. Bring them in. Okay, from there we're very slowly going to come round into your 4-point kneeling position. So, just bringing yourself over. So coming onto hands and knees. You can do a little bit of work in your plank. So, again, as you can probably imagine, plank is a very heavy position for the abdominals. The basic thing to remember when you're doing exercises is when you're putting pressure on the abdominals, try to breathe in, especially if you're a beginner, intermediate kind of stage. So, we're going to start with rolls, what I call them plank rolls. So it's basically just rolling through your toe, coming back into your plank position, trying not to shift the shoulders back and forward over the hands. So you want to keep them nice and still. So starting with wrists, elbows, shoulders, all in line with each other. Legs, knees pretty much onto your hips. And then all you're doing is taking one leg back, thinking of tucking through the bum, and then other leg comes back. And then you're going to bring the first one down, second one down. Now for the breathing, you're going to breathe in as the legs go back. So breath in, and breathe out and down. So you don't have to stay up there for long, just breathe in, and breathe out. Just a few like that. And one more. So hopefully you feel that as you do that in-breath, as you step back, you should really feel all of this is just nice and supported. You don't feel like you're going to sag towards the floor. If you do feel like you're sagging, you also might want to think about tucking that pelvis upwards so that you're not sticking the bum to the ceiling. Okay, if you're comfortable with that, we're now going to add on. Obviously, if you're getting any discomfort in the lower back, just stick with that one for now. So we're now going to go for a leg lift. So you're going to come into your plank. So again, you're going to breathe in. Now here you're going to breathe out for a second. And hold it. Then you're going to breathe in, lift one leg. Breathe out and lower. And again, breathe in. Breathe out and lower. So again, we're taking the heaviest movement and doing your in-breath. And again, breathe in. And out, one more each side. And then draw those knees in. And you can sit back into rest position just for a second to take weight off those wrists. So just stretch it out. And then we're going to come back up. And we're going to do your cat. So very familiar position. This one is obviously encouraging movement. So we breathe in as we prepare. Now breathe out. Remember to start from the lower part of the spine. So begin to tuck the tailbone between the legs. Rolling through the spine, tuck the head in. And now breathe into the back of the ribs. Again, we're looking for an extra stretch. And then breathing out, everything comes back. And again, breath in. Breathe out as we move through the spine. Breath in. Breathe out to neutral. And again, breathe in. Breathe out, focusing on the lower spine. Get it to open up. Breath in. Back to neutral. Last one, breathing in. Breathing out. Breath in. And out. Good, and then from there, we're just going to tuck those toes. Bring yourself up into standing. And finishing with a roll down, as always. So again, same breathing as you just did in your cat. So you breathe in to repair. You breathe out to allow that roll through the spine. Then here you breathe into the back of the ribs. And breathe out, start to restack. Rolling up bit by bit until we're nice and tall again, and you breathe in. Breathing out, rolling down. Let those arms hang, let the head hang. And again, breathe into the back of the ribs. Feel that rib cage expand. And breathe out, rolling up. Last one, breath in. Breathe out as you roll. Breathing in. Breathing out, coming up. Nice, and you're all finished. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of how to use your breathing in some of the exercises that we do. As always, if you have any questions, do let me know. Hopefully that was helpful.